In today's video, we're going to address the overall market. Today, the market made a wild move, especially in the afternoon. Huge sell-off. So we're going to look at what to expect tomorrow and get you all ready. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all a stock that is about to make a huge move and why y'all should keep it in your watch list, along with providing you guys with an update on some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the last video. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF. Once again, we're going to use both the ETF and the futures. As you can see right now, we had a little pump fake, a gap up to going into today. And then the market did something very, very odd, all right? It was looking like this before it immediately broke down in the afternoon. There was a lot of intraday structures on tech stocks which were forming. All right, so this sell-off right here, I'm sure caught a lot of traders off guard. But yesterday, I warned you guys that we're still bearish. And even though we had a little bit of a push yesterday, we can still continue lower. Initially, I thought it was going to be a doji, but because the sell-off was so aggressive, and today resulted as a bearish engulfing candle, this provides extra confirmation that this is just the beginning of a much, much bigger move, all right? As I've been mentioning before, ever since we've been chopping up here and even when we got up here, the only thing in my mind that's been kind of keeping me on the edge about a potential huge crash / drop is this gap right here at 426 bucks on QQQ. All right, now this candle is huge. This is the part where the candles get really, really big for like the next few days, and I think we're going to fill that gap pretty soon. Again, I've been waiting for that gap to get filled for quite some time now. And I think the moment is near and it's approaching. All right. So now let's look at the futures and see how that's looking. So with the futures, again, this one stayed in bearish territory. All right. And then it had a little bit of a spike, formed a wick filled with short sellers. And right now, the next step to go is, again, obviously down. This is the NASDAQ futures. The next level of support is right here where this red band is. I'm going to stretch it a little bit more to the right. 17,300 bucks. Eventually, we're going to get there. I'm not sure how fast we're going to get there, but eventually we're going to get there. As long as the bears stay in control, it's definitely a possibility, all right? Now, the next thing to look at is the VIX. And with the VIX, we completely broke right through 15 and went straight to 16, all right? Now, I'm going to clean up the chart because I think I see something on the VIX. I think I see something. Let's go on the 4-hour. Okay. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. I think I see something. I think I see something. I think I do. So this is kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. And typically, I mean, it's not, obviously this chart is far from clean. There is some imperfections right here. Imperfections right here. Imperfections right here. I don't like that, all right? But this is the VIX that we're talking about. And the VIX moves in very, very wild ways. So we're just gonna have to work with what we got. Typically, with both like this, we see a massive move all the way up to this region. All right. So with the indices selling off, the next step in my mind for the VIX is 19 bucks. So just watch the VIX for that move up there. Okay. Now let's look at a stock that I believe is gonna make a massive move very soon, and why y'all should keep it in your watch list. Now that stock is BAC, Bank of America. All right. Now with Bank of America, I see this in two different ways. First and foremost, the stock obviously is overbought, right? It had a huge move from 24 all the way up to $38. Now we're gonna zoom into the chart like we always do here, just to teach you guys how to read things. Now, first thing that I see, bearish engulfing candle. All right. First thing. Next thing that I see, we're gonna go onto the 1 hour. The next thing I see is that right there, which broke down in the afternoon right here. All right. And then the third thing that I see is, I'm gonna erase everything. The third thing that I see is a head and shoulders on the chart, with the left shoulder being here, the head, and then the right shoulder right here, followed by a neckline, which is a little bit crooked, but the concept still stands and it still applies. And typically what happens with that, we see a massive drop all the way down to where the alert is, right here at 35 bucks. So keep Bank of America on your watch list for a potential drop, right? Now, I got some other stocks for you guys. I definitely do. For those of y'all who watched yesterday's video, congratulations. Congratulations on catching and hopefully holding Rust, all right? It was the first stock that I've mentioned. I think it was the first stock that I've mentioned. Yeah, it was the first stock that I mentioned in yesterday's video. The stock to watch for a massive drop, all right? Bearish rectangle on the charts on the 4 hour, followed by the gap up, which was caused by the indices gapping up first before selling off next. All right, it played some games, then eventually it sold off. It didn't quite sell off to 136. That would have been a pretty aggressive move, all right? That's why I had this drawing put right here into like Monday or Tuesday. And so far, if you bought puts on it, again, the purpose of that video was to make money on put options, people. I was bearish in that video. All right. Now, if you bought put options between like 141 and 142, you should be up by quite a lot. You should be up by quite a bit. If you look here on the trade tab, you see the contracts are up by 100%, maybe even 150%, because they were negative at first because of the jump. So congrats. Now, this one, again, price target 136. It could even go lower. It really, really could. Let me look at the daily. All right, we got support stretching from way back here at 133. So let's see here. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Watch it for a drop down here. And that's where the circle is. Look at that. All right. You watch it for a continuation down if you have it already. Again, hold, slowly take profits as it falls in your favor. That way you don't give any money back to the markets. All right. Now, the next stock that we're going to look at, I'm going to do an update on Ford. And Ford, again, Ford played out for anybody who bought it since Monday, since I released that video on it. From 13 all the way up to almost $14. Lots of money on the calls. Now, when should you have gotten out of it? When should you have realized that this play was completely dead and was not going to go up to 14 and a half and maybe even 15 bucks? That would have been when, obviously, with QQQ and the other indices pretty much setting up for a drop. That's number one. Number two is, if you look at Ford itself and you zoom into the 5 minute, we see this. This is a shorting opportunity, right? We see this very clean, very clean. There's no imperfections on here, right? There isn't any nasty wick sticking down here, right? Kind of like what I showed you with the VIX. There isn't none of that. It's quite clean. The lines are connecting perfectly. And the breakdown occurred right here when the indices were selling off. This is where you're supposed to bail if you didn't take your money off the table in these regions. If you didn't take your money off here, this would have been like the last chance to get out, because this is a clean opportunity for shorts to make money on the drop. All right. So why did Ford not go to 1450, and why is it not going to 1450 tomorrow? Because of this. Okay. Because of that. Again, over time, you will learn as you get more practice and you get to recognize these structures in real time. All right, but that's why that happened. Now, the next one that we're going to look at, we're gonna look at Tesla. We're gonna look at Tesla, and we gotta look at Netflix also. All right. Now with Tesla, Tesla had a huge move. I didn't foresee that at all. I didn't think it would happen like that, but it happened, and the gap on the left got filled. Is Tesla out of the woods? The answer is still no. I still think it's gonna drop. I still think it's gonna drop because the gap at the bottom at 150 is still there, and there is a whole lot of short sellers who piled on, like who are out here. They're in that wick right there, and they're looking for the move down. Also, let's see here. It's almost like a break and retest on a bear flag because the bear flag is right here. Very nasty retest, almost like it's literally a bull trap up here, right? But this is the bear flag, and then we get back in, we trap some bulls, and then we fall back down, right? So typically we should see it go back down and retest 165 tomorrow when the indices continue to fall, right? So I'm still bearish on it. I think it's gonna go down. Now the last stock to discuss in today's video is Netflix, which I warned you guys about. I warned you guys about Netflix, about chasing that and how tempting it is to chase long up here. Very tempting. I told y'all not to get caught going long. And evidently, as you can see, the stock collapsed after retesting. Again, this one kind of did, it was as nasty as that bull trap on Tesla almost. Or not, actually. This one was much cleaner. So we get up here. Yesterday we tested, and then today we tested again before we fall. It didn't really get deep in here. All right, so hopefully y'all didn't get trapped going long, because this was what I was worried about when I told you guys that the temptation is really, really high to go long up here, and y'all had to fight that temptation and not give in. So where is it gonna go? I think we're gonna continue to go down with everything else. So that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Remember, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you when I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of our private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that at the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul and Guman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in today's Thursday. I will see all of you in Sunday night's video.